Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, just like I'm trying to get my phone in order. Hi Duck Girl, how you doing? I have been running around all day. Oh, I am tired. So I'm not gonna be on for real long tonight, but I wanted to pop in and tell everybody happy Valentine's Day. And kind of go over a little bit of an update of what happened last night and not the story that we've been following. So um one of the first things that I am going to do. I know that's why I feel the way I do today. I think I stayed up too late because I still had to. Yesterday, I still had to stay up and do laundry and get my kiddo packed up and stuff. So um, tonight I'm gonna do the recap and stuff over some of some of the stuff that happened today while I was off, and um, then I am crashing. Oh, that's nice. I want to do that with my room too. I want to rearrange it, but I don't have the. I keep saying I want to do it, and then something ends up getting in the way. Yeah, yep. He's gonna be live every day until this is solved, most likely. And I've got a little bit of. I wanted to go over this though, how he started this morning, and because I didn't get to watch all of it, I just got to see a couple of parts. So let's see. Let me do this. So a lot of us saw last night that there was a big raid that went on. This isn't Dolly's channel, Rose, honey. But no, I haven't heard anything about any. According to Pima County Sheriff, there have been no arrests made in any of the things that were going on last night. Um, oh, that is so nice, girl. My neighbor, her son got to have a double dorm room, and it was just awesome. But no, that's the thing. They said that there was no arrests made. But I've been trying to kind of go around all day, catching up with different people, and one of the things that Brian Enton had said that made a lot of sense is that doesn't mean that this is over with. Oh, it's okay, hon. No worries. No worries. Um, it's during all of this, we're all like switching back and forth between so many channels and so many things. It's like craziness to try and keep up. I mean, it's hard. So no worries at all. Oops, sorry, get all my stuff together. But one of the things that he says, it doesn't mean that they're done with these people, that they said they had to have some good reason to go busting doors down with the SWAT team into that house and then bring forensics and all of the people that came through there to be able to have an operation like that. So there is something that ties them to something, whether or not it be, electrical device signals, whether it be they needed to get DNA. Now he did say that it's different. A search warrant. Hi, breaking news. How you doing, hon? Happy Valentine's Day. That for DNA, that was a separate search warrant, unless the people, of their own accord, gave up their DNA samples. So, so it's not the book is not necessarily closed on that. I've heard a lot of people asking the question today. Are we back at square one? I don't necessarily think that we are. I mean, I think we all know we wanted arrests to be made, and we wanted this big, movie moment yesterday where we see this this woman being carried out into an ambulance or helicopter, taken off and being saved. That's what most of us, I think everybody in here wants to see. But as with any case, we just have to keep telling ourselves these things take time. Nothing happens overnight. And, I think we kind of got like a little late start to this case. And so things are going to go, they might go faster than slow, but they're going to be testing DNA. They're going to be going through whatever they found in that house forensically, because they had the forensics team out there. I mean, I couldn't believe the amount of cars that were zipping through last night. And I do want to say this. Once again, I don't know, and then Rose just reminded me because she said Dolly, but I don't know Dolly. I'm not affiliated with him, but I know that he has been getting blamed for putting out that someone took their life at one of the scenes last night. And I am going to say that is not where I heard it. Where I saw it was on Twitter from a TV station called KVOC. And I don't know who they are, but that was where I heard it. And then I had heard that something happened to Dolly where he was at. And so, I don't know. I assume that was whatever it was. That's where it happened. So, because I don't know him, I hope if he did see something that he's going to be okay with that. That's one of the big reasons why I could never be boots on the ground with any of this stuff, because I don't want to know what I don't want to know, and I don't want to see what I can't unsee. And it's all fair and good, me sitting in my pajamas in my armchair, being an armchair detective, going over this, trying to think if I can see any little thing that somebody missed, any little theory, anything, but that's as far as I'm brave enough to go. So I just wanted to put that out there, that's where I saw it. So I did not hear anything from him saying that. And I haven't heard anything from him about that at all. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over this a little bit. But yeah, Brian Enton said, don't worry. There's still, hope that they're going through all of this stuff and they're building a case against somebody. And, there are still that, I can't remember his name. He was, exactly, girl. I get to have my candy. I get to have my my soda, my Excedrin. It's not raining on me. No rattlesnakes, no sunburns. Yeah, I'm good here. But they might just be building a case and trying to get this stuff together. And that expert, he was one of Sheriff Nano's, he's an head administrator, I believe is what he said he was. And he said that he believes that there still is a chance that she's alive. Like what condition she is in, who knows, but there is still a slight chance. So hopefully, because it has been so absolutely radio silent the last day, I mean, there's really nothing. I heard, I didn't see it, but I heard somebody say that JLR went and bought a backpack at a nearby Walmart, that Walmart had, like they were in a locked case, so you would have to go get a clerk. So that's something. If they went to that Walmart, if that is the same backpack, then possibly a clerk remembered that they came in there. And I did find oddly that it was odd, though, because I've never seen them do this just to collect evidence, was at the Culvers last night. FBI agents and sheriff's department together, they put up that yellow tarp, and they were holding it up to take what I assumed to be evidence out. And so So I just wonder what that was about, because I've never seen that, them, to remove evidence from something. But yeah. Well, I guess, and I'm going to show this this interview that he did, that JLR did with one of Annie and Tommaso's neighbors, that talks about the Walmart. I guess there's 2 Walmarts, and they're both about the same distance away from that neighborhood. And the one that he went to get the backpack today, I guess, is kind of like a little bit of a rougher Walmart in a rougher area of town. But it's only like a couple miles down the road. So, and then there's another Walmart going the other way, about the same distance away, that was probably frequented more by people in this neighborhood. If that makes sense, So, I'm going to go over that too, because I thought I like this guy. He's interviewed him one other time, and I believe this guy says he works for, he said he's a defense contractor. So, yeah, Arnie, it is definitely from Walmart. Well, that's what they've stated, is it from Walmart. It's just a matter of which one, and seeing if maybe they have cameras of someone buying it, because it didn't look worn or dingy or anything like that in the camera footage that we saw. So maybe it was bought specifically for this task. But that's what I think. That's what I'm hoping that they're doing right now. They're just going through all of whatever they found at that location. There was a bunch of kind of confusion about how many people, who was taken. From what I heard, again, with Brian Enton, it was a woman and like possibly a teenager that were at the house. And hi, Stone, how you doing, hon? Hi, Nadia. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. But a woman and like maybe a teenager or a young adult at the house, and then a man in the Culver's parking lot. But I think the incident then there was another incident that was right around the corner from that, or like right at that intersection. And that was the one. That was like a third location that they had said that because of whatever happened at that they would no longer be discussing anything. And then when I went to go look, I couldn't find that post again today. And the TV station wiped that post about someone taking their life. I believe it was that scene. It wasn't at Culver's, and it wasn't at the place where they did and it wasn't at the house. So I don't know what that was, if it was even related or what happened, but I know that people came in my chat because Dolly had ended the live as soon as whatever happened. And people that were watching were saying the same thing. So I don't know. I just think that's weird too. I mean, maybe hiding it because it's not related and privacy of the family or this person. Maybe it could just be something as simple as that. But anyway, so here I'm going to start this, and we're going to see, because I missed his opening. His intro.
Right here on the left. It's the house. This house right here. 6280. 6280. It's the house. It's the house. There ain't a soul here. Except an old beat up old car.
Well, see, that's something that I was surprised too. I mean, maybe just because it's so quiet, but nobody's come back to the house again. And people are still wondering, even though we've got this other stuff going on, where has Tommaso been?
Heck's going on here? This is insanity. I posted this morning on my ex account.
And I will be stopping and starting if anyone in here is new in here. to follow the rules about sharing and commentating on someone else's content. So I will try not to do it in annoying areas, I promise.
Count, I'm shocked. No law enforcement at their house, no law enforcement in the neighborhood, no crime scene tape up. Neighbors tell me this is the house, no one at the home. What the heck is going on here?
Oh no, Stone.
And one media journalist,
don't wear yourself out, girl,
with cold news says, Pima County Sheriff tells us regarding last night's law enforcement activity, it was nothing more than a lead tracked down that led to a search warrant and no arrest.
You know, Denise, at this point, like, I said this last night, nothing surprises me because this is so just wow, wow. I don't know that she had any contact with any kids at the school, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
They did it wrong again. That's journalists. They're going door to door. Shout out to the New York Times. New York Times doing their thing. Shout out to, I believe, ABC 15. They're out there going door to door, asking the neighbors. They spoke to a neighbor that came around, stopped right here, pointed, talked about the whole situation. You can check out the drone footage. It was this house. It's wrong. And no one's here. There's no crime scene tape. There's nothing in this neighborhood. There's no roadblock. There's nothing. Unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to do this on my YouTube live, but I went and knocked on the door asking them for a comment. They got all kinds of cameras and everything like that. It's crazy.
Now, that's a different address that was given out last night, because last night it was 60, what was it, 6125 or 6215? I can't remember. But that was on Twitter, I think. Wow. It's crazy, Stone.
Let me show you that video. Hold on. I went and knocked on the door asking for a comment. No one's there. It's crazy. There's a couple other journalists that went and knocked on their door.
They probably got the heck out of Dodge.
No one answered the door, seeking comment on what's going on. Wouldn't you want to ask these people, why were you detained if they're even out yet?
Yeah, but if I was those people, I wouldn't necessarily want to answer to a bunch of dudes coming to my door after I just got shook down, especially if I knew that some of the evidence that they collected was going to nail me. Wow.
This is crazy.
Oh, we're just going over and reviewing some parts of JLR's live today that he did from the scene of Tucson. Excuse me. He's at the house that was...
This is the house last night that they went to.
Yeah.
Authorities and detained multiple people. I'm hearing 2 people, 1 person at another location.
Well, and this is the thing. I feel like at this point, too, we're getting into a game of words with the sheriff. No one was arrested, but last night they were detained. Well, I mean, anybody that's been detained and been arrested, there's not a big difference. I mean, they say, yes, you're free to go, but they still take you down to the police station. They still question you. You still apparently bust down your door and go through your stuff. And by all means, if these guys have anything tied to Nancy, then burn it down, but
they have not been arrested.
Well, they can only hold them for so long, too. So say they did take DNA swabs, they did fingerprints, all that stuff. It really isn't instant like it is on CSI and, all that. I mean, it takes whatever, a couple days, couple hours. Fingerprints are probably maybe a couple hours at the most. But DNA, even a good lab takes a little bit of time. So they could be doing, all of those things right now. And I think they can only hold you for like 72, not 72.
Hello,
Like
I am a
24 hours
journalist.
without
Any
charging
comment
you.
on what happened last night?
I knocked on the door asking them for comment.
Hello, good morning. Any comment?
Leslie Guthrie is from another
All right,
place.
thank you.
And then I left.
From like 1977,
This is the house.
isn't it? But there's
Nobody
some weird
here.
coincidences. But the stuff that I looked up, they weren't connected.
Why did they do this again to the second person? They just go there and scoop somebody up, block the roads up. JLR, you need to clean your lens.
Yes, you do need to clean your lens. Sorry, but you do. And yeah, with no yellow tape. The only thing that I can think of is because it's not a crime scene technically, but it might just be the place where people of interest or people that are connected somehow where they're living. And so, I mean, they went in. I don't know I can't remember if you were still up with us when they went in or not, but the parade of cars of, what do you call it? Like, I thought they had way more presence at this location than they did at Carlos's home and the car. I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. And so, like I said, we just don't know what they're doing. I don't understand what you're saying, Bondali. But they are, if they were going in looking for like specific things. So let's say the reason, the tip, the whatever, the good faith that they had to go in and bust the door down was that electronic devices of theirs matched to signals that were in her neighborhood. Then they would go in and take out all of the electronic devices. But if that's all they needed, or if that's the only reason, then maybe they wouldn't. They would just leave it back because the person themselves is going to carry DNA evidence, which is one of the things that they're going to be looking into and testing because of things that were left at the scene and the gloves, yada, yada. And they'll be looking at where they were, which is digital footprints on these nights at these times. See, we don't know. Yeah, exactly. We don't know. And that's the thing. According to Brian Enton, it has to be pretty good, solid evidence. So that's why I'm not too worried that they dropped the ball. Well, and that's it. Is a lot of the people, I'm wondering if they're going to be turned out to be delivery drivers, plumbers, electricians, whatever. Because like I know when my husband worked at the pool and game place, my ex-husband, we didn't live in the neighborhoods that he was dropping that stuff off at. I mean, we were blue collar, so it was different. So, and I mean, it's going to be that game of testing and of, this waiting game to see what they come up with. But, from what it sounded like to me, they had to have a little bit more than just that they were a delivery driver with that route. So with Carlos, and we don't know what they said for Carlos. They had said it was a tip that was called in at first. That's what was. So was somebody trying to get back at Carlos, some jerk or something. Luke Daly, I haven't heard that name yet at all. I don't know who that is. Last night was the name that we got was Jeremy Green. I don't know if that's who it was or not. And that's the thing. There's so many people shouting out stuff that isn't necessarily true. But here, let me play this for another second. And then we'll get to the search and rescue guy.
First look, neighborhood. It's not a crime scene. Back to square one, folks. So we're going to go over to Nancy Guthrie's home here and stage. That's it. Another craziness. All that stuff down there at Culver's, this. Dude, if they were in jail, this would be an entire crime scene. This would be all taped up. This whole neighborhood would be blocked. Media would be on here. It's wild.
I was talking and I was muted. Ugh. And I just said something like mind-blowing, groundbreaking. No, I'm kidding. I didn't. But okay. Thank you for letting us know that, Bondali. I could not find any name when I Googled it. So but yeah, according to Harvey Levin, there was activity in that Bitcoin account today. But what it was, we don't know. So I don't know. Are they taking that more seriously or not? I don't know. So here we go.
The journalists going door to door, talking to the neighbors. Make this make sense, folks. I'll take you around the neighborhood. There's no police around here. There's nobody. The heck's going on here? No, it's not the wrong house. It is the correct house. It's 100% the correct house. There's no police anywhere in this neighborhood. That's the house on the left. There was conflicting things that was on the other side yesterday, but it wasn't. It ended up being on this side. This is like in the back of a cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. I'll take you to up where I was last night at the staging ground.
I got it, Bondali. Just don't spam the chat, please. Okay? Let's let everybody talk and everybody watch. So,
what the heck is going on here, folks? We're back to square one. Back to square one.
hi, Patricia. Welcome. See, I don't think we are back to square one. I think and I hope they're working on some stuff. And if all else fails, at least they are eliminating people that, whether they're delivery drivers on that route or they had a digital imprint in that area.
I am with Floor. Is this?
Yeah, your guy. I don't know if your people are down there, but they're down there by the house. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, another journalist came in.
Yeah, exactly.
There's another
so hard,
journalist.
I want instant.
Journalists
I
are
want
all going. Let's go see what the journalists
instant
are doing.
gratification. I want to know.
But let me just go up here real quick. This is up here is where
just a little bit, see where he's going, and then I will fast forward to the search and rescue guy that he had talked to earlier that had a couple of
dude, we're back to square one.
good points.
This is where we all were up here last night, right here. The police are gone.
I just hope
Sheriffs
the
are gone.
process isn't
FBI
just
are gone. Right here.
picking people
This
and
is where
busting
they had
their
to block
doors
off.
down.
This is where we
you
were
know,
perched last night.
and then being like, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
Some people said in the chat, we're not at square one. Will you tell us where we're at in this investigation?
This is really early in the morning.
Second time now. Now Nanos was like, yeah, we're going to detain a bunch of people. You know, that's what he said. And
Hey,
lo and
Buffett, how's it
behold, they went and
going?
detained a bunch of people, and they're not involved.
They didn't say they weren't involved.
All that craziness last night, not involved.
See, I never heard. Did anyone else hear that they weren't involved? Yeah, this is this morning. I was just doing like a little bit of his intro, and then I'm going to go to a couple of spots that I just kind of fast forwarded it through it tonight. So if there is any spot that anyone watched and missed, let me know. Yeah, I didn't hear any wasn't not involved either. Just no arrests. They quotation marks detained, quotation marks detained. Yeah. So that doesn't, like I said, they could get that DNA back and boom, find out that it's that guy at Culver's. They could get DNA back and find out. And like they were talking on one program too about familial DNA. If somebody in their family did one of those ancestry DNA things, they could find out, at least narrow it down to the family. Maybe they have done something like that. And they're just, so are some of these people related? You know, a cousin of a cousin of a cousin. I mean, you just never know. Oh, I saw that too. That is awesome. The pacemaker sniffer. I'm kind of hoping, and we were just talking about that the other night, that if it can send signals to the doctor's office, and the doctor's office is saying, we're still getting signals from this pacemaker, we're still getting data from this pacemaker, then why can't, I mean, Elon Musk put a friggin' car with a mannequin in it floating around outer space, and we can't and it took them this long to get something to find this pacemaker. I mean, wow, wow. But maybe that's going to be, I read that they just had to fly, they had to fly really, really low to be able to do it. Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can find this. I want to make sure I get the words correct. Okay. Investigators have used what is called a signal sniffer. It's a small device that was sent in and attached to the sheriff's helicopter. It can detect Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker signal. The helicopter has to stay low and move slowly for it to work. So 8 feet from the ground. Holy cow. I hope they get their good helicopter pilot back in the seat. Let's see. Oh. So let me find. Let's see, where was it? Right here. Okay, can we see that? This is the search and rescue guy, one of them.
Hey. How are you?
Great, man.
How's it going?
Start this thing.
What's your name?
Exploring with Jim.
Can I show your camera?
Absolutely.
Look what we got.
This guy's got the
Exploring with Jim?
Exploring with Jim.
Nice. Got the camera and everything like that. What brings you out here? You're from here?
I saw Savannah issue a plea for help. The people to come out and help restart this situation. So I loaded everything up from California, and I'm going to do a grid search.
Oh, you're going to do a grid
So
search?
not
Absolutely.
official search.
Where are you
and
going to
rescue.
search?
Okay, he's just
I figure I'm going to go this direction today, and then maybe that tomorrow, and possibly down by the Mexican border.
Are you going to take your bike, bike too?
Yeah.
Got a plate on it and everything?
Yeah, sure. I'm out here by myself. Absolutely. I was going to bring an extra helmet and throw you on the back, but
I would love to take a ride. Safety first. I don't know without a helmet, but
I don't think helmet laws. There's no helmet law in Arizona.
how fast does this go?
I can keep it under 15 if you want to go for a ride.
Nah.
Oh, darn
well, maybe
it.
after
We're going to get to see him
We're blocking the road. I
go
don't
for a ride.
get out.
I should go on the ride with him. No, I don't have a health insurance right now. See, I went skiing.
Yeah,
I went
Oh,
skiing
man.
a couple months ago,
And
and I severely sprained my ankle, and I was hurt for
Is
days.
that right?
Yeah. So you came from California.
I came from California.
So like, where are you staying? What are you doing?
Staying in my car right now.
Oh, so you got a car too?
I've done several of these searches. I searched for Polyclass,
Polly?
Sierra Lamar. What was the one up in Truckee recently?
Kylie Rod?
Kylie Rodney. Yeah, I searched for Kylie Rodney. I've done several of these searches over the years.
So just by yourself, solo?
Yeah, just by myself.
Are you doing it for the reward or just for?
What I'm doing, I'm trying to put pressure on the kidnappers.
Put
Let
pressure-
them know there's people out looking. Hopefully they'll make a mistake.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you document your search.
Documenting the
Where
search.
do you post
Yeah.
your
I'm live right now.
You're live. Okay, so what channel?
Exploring with Jim.
Exploring with Jim. So if anyone wants to go check out Exploring with Jim while he does his searches out there, go
And
check
feel
him
free
out.
to share. It's public domain.
You're doing a
I'm
good
not
thing.
monetizing the search, so everybody can just use it. I don't care who streams it, shares it. Be my guest. And then the funny thing is, I was looking for like the search and rescue center. Like when I did the Polyclass search, went up there and there were maps and everybody was assigned a grid and we had hundreds of volunteers searching. But I don't see anything like that going on here.
Why? Why do you think that? Based off other things that you saw?
It's just disorganization, I think. I don't know why there isn't grid searches going on with teams of volunteers. I know you interviewed a search and rescue person recently.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and
She's from here. She
mentioned
does a
the
lot
same
of search and
thing
rescue.
where-
One second.
Yeah,
I want to say hi to this guy. Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to say hello. I remember you from yesterday. How's the ride?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right.
Almost 20 miles now.
Gotta go. See ya. Thank you. I thought that was the police
Yeah,
saying you had to go. I was like, you gotta go. But yeah, he's cool. He's cool right there.
Right on.
All right.
Yeah, I was calling you last night. As I was driving down last night, I was watching your stream running all over the valley.
It's crazy.
Oh, that was crazy. Good job, though. You know, you're
I would
putting a
come
lot
on
of
your bike.
pressure.
I just don't have insurance, man. If I fall off, I'm doomed.
I've got insurance. We can go around the block if you want.
I'm kind of
We
scared.
can jump on the back
I had
and hang on.
four-wheelers. I had four-wheelers. I got four-wheelers. Hey, I got a boat. I go out on my boat.
Right.
I got like an 18-foot boat. I go out in the Gulf of Mexico.
So another thing I'm interested in, you know, I'm not a believer in map dowsers or psychics or have you said we're just
Medium.
pulling
Like,
medium, just we're pulling out all the stops. You know, we have to like take any sort of tips we can get.
I was muted again because I'm smart like that. I don't know what you're talking about, Mod. Quit tripping out and trying to make a conspiracy out of everything. Just sit back, watch, and chill. This is someone that came out, used their own money and their own time to come out and search. So, yeah, I'm going to share his channel out. So, if you have a problem with it, scroll on.
Yeah, like have you heard anything on
okay, so when you plan to do a search, are you doing it in the Catalina foothills? What direction? Where do you feel like?
Thanks, Puffin. I got to figure out why it's not saving them. So I'm going to try and figure that out tomorrow, I think, if I've got time.
Nancy could be.
I feel like she could be up that direction.
Why?
Because that's the direction that is least populated. You go south, Portstown, there's a million people down there. I feel she's up in this direction.
Less eyes.
Possibly on the edge
That's
of
just it.
civilization up there.
Which is right before the mountain.
Which is right up towards
Like,
the mountain. So I'm gonna go up towards the
You know,
mountains there.
that's an interesting take
They've
that I
been
haven't
so
really
quiet.
thought about, right? Because yesterday took the viewers down south to Campbell and River Road, but it turns into the Tucson city limits.
Right.
Eyes
Yeah,
everywhere,
Puffin.
businesses
Sure.
everywhere.
Cameras.
Scenes. But if you go north
Right.
and you go up by Skyline
There's
Drive
not a camera
and up there, I mean, there's but it's less.
Sure. Right.
And
Yeah,
they were
that's
actually
what I
asking for surveillance up there in that general direction for the last month.
What I want for us to put pressure on the kidnappers, I'll be up in that hillside, you know, and they'll have dropped her off alive underneath the tree. And I'm going to put her on the back of the bike, and I'm going to ride her down and drop her off at her front door.
Yeah.
That's the dream. And then with your help and everybody else's help, we're putting pressure on these people. Just set her outside. One of us will.
I do want to point something out to that rude, uninformed comment. This man didn't say anything about his YouTube channel until he was asked. He started out talking about the fact that he came out here to search for her because he heard the call out. And everything that I've heard come out of his mouth is his intense want to be able to find this woman and find who did this to her, whether it's her family, whether it's the cousin down the block, whether it's some weird neighbor, whether it's some freako that cut her lawn or planted a tree. That's my impression of him.
Pick her up and bring her home.
Gotcha. Well, we look forward. I'll share some of your footage.
Absolutely.
God bless you. Wish you well.
Thank you, JLR.
See you again. Stop
Thanks
by
for all
again.
your hard
Say
work.
no. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for being out.
Wow.
There he goes. That's pretty cool. Exploring with Jim. Nice guy.
And yeah, I mean, I don't mind giving out the I don't mind giving out the information of someone else's channel. He's doing something good for the world. He's not on here calling people names. He's not on here being dramatic. He's actually putting good out into the world. So he's not coming in people's chats being a diva about, I don't care about watching this. Well, I am not Xfinity. Okay. So scroll on. And that's it. No matter why this happened, no matter why, no matter what theory, what conspiracy, whatever, an 84-year-old woman did not deserve to have this happen. She didn't deserve to be the target of whatever happened to her by whomever is responsible, whether it's one person, whether it's 20. She didn't deserve it. And I would hope that if this were my mom, I mean, that's the thing. Yes, I absolutely know that if this were my mom or my grandmother, all these people wouldn't be out here. But I would hope that all of you would come and bring attention and try to help me find my mom, help me find my aunt, help me find my grandma. You know, I mean, that's what this is about. I mean, the people in my house would probably, let me be gone for a while. But, I mean, I'm just teasing. I'm sorry. Just trying to take the edge off. But that makes this whole situation sad, too, is while you see all these people out here, all the people that have gone missing that get nothing. And they've got, police officers and detectives that really, really care. This is what we're on day 14. This is just, and if they truly aren't finding anything, then maybe that's truly because there isn't anything to find, because this is just a really poorly orchestrated ruse to cover up something else. I mean, yikes, I'm learning the more and more I watch this stuff. And that's it. You can't forget. You cannot forget. I want to make sure I get the exact date right. It's very similar to that case I talked about the other day. Some of you know, some of you don't. Sebastian Rogers, he was missing, I believe it's the 25th of February. They'll be missing 2 years. And I believe to this day that if there hadn't been a bunch of drama and a bunch of ridiculousness inserted in that case, maybe we would know where he is. And does that feel like that too, Green? Is that even though she has all this publicity, it's not really doing her any good, And oh, exactly. Oh, when I saw that the other day, I thought, oh no. When I saw about the shutdown, I thought, no. Well, and that's just it. Exactly, Diane. Yeah, Summer Wells is another one. Ugh. Summer Wells went missing on my son's birthday. That just, I'll remember that. And just that poor little girl living in that house. No little kid deserves to live like that, and it's just sad. And when you realize she's one of thousands of children, more than probably thousands of children that have to live that way. And I kind of wonder that, Captured. I mean, it's just mind-boggling at exactly just all the, I mean, just all the mistakes, all the, you kept giving the crime scene because that's what it was. And you said day one, or not day one, but what was it, day 3, that it was a crime scene after you gave it back to the family. And then you did that 3 more times. Anything could have been moved, wiped, cleaned, taken. Oh, shoot, I dropped that. I mean, I don't know. And then you have people that are creating these weird AI pictures that they're tweaking and all of this stuff, and they're putting that out. Like, why? I think this is going to be worse than JonBenet, actually, because of the technology that we have now, just to drive people absolutely nuts down a rabbit hole that is pretend, and see, exactly. I kept hearing that the environmental laws. You know what? If there's a missing person, then I'm sorry, University of Arizona. Those environmental laws too. That was something that I was reading about today. These laws were implemented like back in the 70s or 80s, and it's because of the stargazers and because of the university that does all the the astronomy research. And it's because I'm trying to figure out, I'm doing vertical and horizontal at the same time. And for whatever reason, it separates the chats. And I think that's ridiculous. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. And I did it because when I was doing vertical before, it was making everything that I was viewing like really, really tiny. And nobody could see it on the vertical, on the phone. So I did it this way because it does it both, but it separates the chats, and that ticks me off. I think what you can do is, oh no, because you're on, you want to know why? Because you are on horizontal right now instead of vertical. I think on vertical you can see everything, and it's horizontal that separates them. Because it shows a little mobile phone next to you, and if you go to my page, there'll be 2 feeds. There'll be 2 of these lives it'll show, and one is vertical and one is horizontal. It's so dumb. That's why I started putting the in fact, let me see if I can do that too, because that's kind of there. Is that better too? That'll show some more. So that'll show some more. Hi, Anna. Welcome from Michigan. Now it is, and I don't, but if I stream one or the other, then I don't have as many people watching. So that means it sends me out. YouTube sends you out more if you're doing both. So then people are actually getting my notifications. If I do this just going vertical, like right through YouTube, nobody gets my notifications. Howdy, Bonderlee. I'm from Michigan. No, you're fine. You're fine. That's what we do in here. We squirrel. We play something, we watch it for a minute, we discuss. Somebody usually comes in all disgusted with us because we're talking about something they don't like. And then we go back to watching what we're watching. We come up with some really smart adult points, and then someone else comes in and gets all meh, meh, and then we have to deal with them, and up and down, up and down, up and down. But that's all right. That's all right. So now the next thing that let me see. Oh, sorry. My virus thing keeps popping up. There was a scan they could have done, but the light would hurt it. Oh, I didn't know that. Behind green eyes. Okay, let me do this. Oh. Second. Let's see. Sorry, I got quiet for a second. Here, I got her loaded up. I'll look at that after Hi, Rose. Ah. Where'd it go? Okay. Oops, sorry. I got lost in my tabs. Now this was some drone footage of another YouTuber. Some of you guys watch him. His name's Popcorn Planet, I think his name is. And he does reviews and stuff like that. But he came out here because his son is learning to do drone work, and so they decided to come out and see if they could kind of check out the lay of the land, etc.
Walmart. However, the employee has to go behind a glass to get it. When he goes behind the glass, they're all behind the glass. He doesn't have a key. He has some scanner thing that he scans to open up the glass. My point is, if the perp physically bought the backpack at a Walmart around here, I'm not saying all the Walmarts.
Yeah, and there's only a couple. I checked.
They would be able to see based off the scanning
who bought it.
And
this was cheap too, right?
It was $10.88.
Yeah, I mean it looks like it too. It's got those. Dude, I was watching. I was like, dude, he just cracked it. But they didn't have the gun pistol, the holster.
He didn't have the holster,
but I heard you say they did have the jacket.
He said that the clearance on the jacket could. He said it could. He didn't say it 100%. He said it could because they had clearance. He's like, that jacket was clearance. And he took me over there, but there was none left.
Dude.
So
what do you think that means?
He's a Walmart shopper.
Couldn't they be going back and checking the timestamps now to see when they bought that piece? I would think Walmart's got security up the crazy
absolutely
footage.
I mean, there's ways to do it. We'll see what happens out of that. I'm sure. I mean, already the experts, like all the law enforcement pundits and everybody that speaks online, they would be like, okay, we're gonna, they'll go and get every single receipt, every single digital, they can maybe have some sort of like RFIDs on them or something, or in a sense of knowing how many has been sold in each Walmart,
right?
And when and the
you
times.
Would think. He could have bought it a while ago, but still, you'd think he probably
everything
bought it
is like
close.
registered. Everything has a paper trail like that. Like a digital paper trail.
How long does Walmart keep their footage? That's what I'm curious.
Well, that's another thing too. Maybe they got something and they don't got the footage of the person that's in the store doing it. So I don't know if they loop it. I don't know if they,
it's a lot of data to keep, right? You would hope they would keep a longer shot.
So what brings you out here from Tampa? You do a lot of like entertainment type of stuff. I've seen your work.
We connected, I think, back in the WBTO case. You were doing badass job then too. But I don't usually do true crime as much unless it's sort of celebrity based. I can sort of, because it's depressing. I try to I can't handle it as much, especially like the missing kids. So when it becomes like a celebrity case, I get more involved. And so we've been reporting on this as well.
You've been out here for.
My family lives in Tucson. I've visited
okay. So you're coming out here to see what's going on.
They're like, I want to see you in action.
Let's take a walk.
I was like, yeah. I was like, they want to see me in action, and I brought my kid. He's a drone driver.
Oh, a drone. Oh, we got the drone.
The drone up to get some footage. We were gonna head to Nancy's next.
You haven't been over there yet?
No. Honestly, I was watching your stream. I'm like, where's JLR? I gotta go.
So it's 10 minutes. There's multiple streams. Are you live right now?
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay, so I would advise.
Subscribe to this man.
Oh, I forgot to mute the mic again. Sorry. Yes, this is JLR. He was back in the neighborhood, and he was talking to Popcorn Planet, I think is the guy's name. And he was out there. They were they do like a little quick drone footage, but after they do their thing, there is an interview with this neighbor. I love this neighbor. He's talked to them before, and he's excuse me, Annie and Tomas's neighbor, not Nancy's. But he kind of, we'd heard from the one neighbor the other day that everybody's at the school is, in just complete support of Annie and Tommaso. But this neighbor kind of had a little bit different opinion, and his wife, actually, they live in his wife's childhood home, he said. And so his wife actually went to school with Savannah, I believe it was. I know it really surprises me. I know one of the neighbors, I think during this, came out and said, don't fly that over my house. Like, they did not want their house being shown on this or anything like that. And but I don't know. Like I said, there are no regulations anymore. It just seems like it's a free-for-all. And there's that one guy that's got that huge drone, and you can hear it going up. It sounds like a helicopter. I mean, it's huge.
Subscribe to this man. You guys got a very big channel. It's like Pop Entertainment. You guys, listen, if you're going to live stream, I would suggest go what cell network you have?
Verizon.
Okay, don't go the quickest, because the quickest is going to tell you to go out, make a right, and go that way. Go up to a couple of the roads up there on the left. There's like a Chevron station, another one. Take that route there, because if you go through the hills, you'll lose service.
I've seen you
as
lose.
As soon as you lose it,
yeah.
On Sheriff Nanos' part. I mean, we've been listening and analyzing his press conferences. So much discrepancy, so much this, that, talking out of his butt. He says things. I mean, he's talking about timeline stuff that's not accurate. He's talking about who dropped off Nancy. That's not accurate. Not securing
keeping it from the FBI.
Keeping it from the FBI, not securing the scene, not having the thermal from the sky to be able to assist at the time. Nanos,
what I
to
read
me,
last night is they said it was not connected.
I feel because the FBI
like
investigated him back in 2016 about money-wise, about how he was paying his sheriffs. He was under investigation. I think he does not like the FBI and wants to have. He has a power trip and an ego, and he wants to feel like he's the guy that's going to solve the case, not the FBI, and he doesn't want to work with the FBI.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be Kutang. I mean, honestly, anything is possible at this point, because they really have been holding it close to the vest with this. And that's it. I get, I believe that ended up being like a 24-year-old woman. But it's connected to like another case or something like that. Like, I don't know if she was missing or, I just like read real quick on it the other night just to see if that was really here. We haven't heard anything more about that either, Stone. And see, that's it. I've heard that from quite a few, Green. Yeah, that's what I wonder too, is that, but the only thing about that is that also the doctor's office said that it would send them a message that she had died. Like, it wouldn't necessarily, it would keep running, but it would send information to them, letting them know that she died. But we don't know. That's one of the things, like, I've heard people saying, like, well, they never showed proof of life. But you know what? Honestly, we don't know that. If we really sit down and think about it, I think, and this is one of those cases where it's not so much the stuff that we're hearing, it's the stuff we're not hearing that are the louder answers. That's just that's just kind of how I feel. Like, if that ransom note is not real, I feel like that kidnapping was just an ends to a means to make money and kind of clean clean up their stupid plan that backfired. Does that make sense? Like, that it could still be connected, but it's, well, and that's what, gosh, day 14, you've got the medication angle, you've got you see the pictures of her, the more recent pictures, she did look like a kind of a delicate woman, and neighbors have said, we've heard it, that they'd see her walking out to the mailbox and that, that was about all she could do. And I've had elderly neighbors. I know that the walk down the driveway and you're looking out your window just thinking, oh, please don't fall. Or you make sure that you go out to get your mail about the same time so that if something hit, because you're just waiting for them to roll down the driveway. And I'm not trying to be crass, but you know what I'm talking about. That, oh. And they said that she still drove during the day. Well, but that's the thing. We don't know if nothing was stolen because they haven't even, that's one of those questions that they kind of have cha-cha'd around. And well, I think he pulled the flowers out of her flower garden. And that was I thought too, like if she does come back, that's going to tick her off because those were the flowers, I think, in one of the interviews that she was mad because the javelinas, those wild boars, were eating her flowers. So I have deer that eat my flowers. It just, and the thing is, we don't know what happened after that camera. After that camera was taken down. Well, and that's it. It's just so weird. Like, what is the reasoning? What is and I kind of feel like, too, I mean, unless it was just ease of access. But wouldn't there be other people in the family that would be healthier if they were trying to get money out of Savannah? They could kidnap. Oh, see, I haven't heard that either. I haven't heard that one, Melinda. That would be easier to deal with. That's just what, if this was like some like professional, well, they were going to pay the ransom. I assume that was her and her husband paying it, because I can't imagine. I was a teacher's daughter. My mom wouldn't have been able to pay $6 million for anybody for anything. I would have just been, she would have told me, kiss my behind goodbye. It was nice knowing you, and we'll see you when we meet again. I mean, I don't mean to be, but $6 million. I mean, it's obviously, if that ransom note is for real, it's definitely about money, but just who? $6 million is, how many people are involved to split that money if that's the case. And it's going to be interesting when we hear what this neighbor says, because let me see.
Denies it.
Right.
He denies it. But to me, it's like Nanos he's not built for this. I heard he got just barely reelected when he got elected.
It was very close.
Very,
margins.
very close. It seems like he's, some people say he's compromised. He to me, he seems like a lightweight.
Yeah. Well, they're just clearly not prepared. I was like worried. I'm like, your sheriff sucks. It makes me very nervous that you live here in this county. But
what kind of footage did you get?
He's got some drone stuff.
Went over her house.
Oh, good. Well, show me what you got. Let's show the
See
stream.
what you got.
Once he gets some JLR, gets exclusive drone footage. Show him. Here we go. And there, it's like an Inception stream. Look at this. You get to see behind the scenes of stream of a stream.
Yeah, stream of a stream.
Here we go. So we're gonna get the drone shot. Here, turn it sideways for him so he can see it. But there we go.
Nice.
This is Annie and
What's behind it?
Tomas's house.
Well, yeah, the neighbor behind him was out
Maybe
there
I'll
last
go
night
behind
up the
it.
road.
We're still up there now. Yeah. Can you zoom over it? Over
All
her
the people
house.
that
Let's see
were
it right now.
detained.
No, this house in front of us.
Location detained.
Don't go over the
quotation
neighbors, but
last
go over
night
this
were
one. This house. I want to see. Do
Released.
a nice flyover.
No charges.
Over it. Which is
So
which one
far.
here?
No charges.
Oh yeah, look at that. You can get in there if you want to see it. We're now directly live over the house.
Oh, sorry.
We got two cameras filming this amazing work. So wait, which one's the house? Show me when you're over it. I can never get my bearings when he does this drone stuff.
I'm not sure.
This one.
That's that. Okay, yeah, that's the one. So let's go down a little lower.
Different
And we can do a
states
nice
probably
zoom in
have
over
different
it.
Ordinances about
It's that one there, or that's the other
Right
one.
there.
Oh, it's okay.
blowing like
There he
free
goes. He's straightening it out.
like that. I'm not. That I don't know.
You coming down?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
My viewers are like, "Hi, Andy."
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Peace.
I
This is
hope
my kid's
not.
He's learning
I want
drones, so
people
I was like,
driving over
perfect.
my house,
Let's put him to work. As he gets, I want to get some good
Trying
footage
to
of this.
pan my glow stick.
Exclusive for you guys.
Okay,
Okay, so that's the house there. Okay, we're zooming in. We're now going in. So that's it. Okay, I mean, now we're watching it. So that's the
Oh, that's our
overhead.
vehicles.
There we are. You can see us in the driveway. I wish I could tap it in live, but it doesn't really let me do it while I'm streaming. Okay, interesting. It's a lot of shrubbery around it. Keep going. Keep going. Let's get to the back. You're recording all this?
drones that can follow you.
So we can play it back later. Get a sense of the whole surrounding. That's her pool?
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a pool on the side. These are nice places.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 650,000 home.
Okay, we're giving you a 360 around it. That's the house there, guys. Yep, that he's showing you up there. All right, groovy. Keep doing that. He's going to record that. We'll go through it later and give you guys more access as we get it.
So you guys plan to just be out here for days while you're in Tucson?
No, I'm just staying for the night. I'm not covering it like you, but I mean, no one can cover it like you.
Well-
So yeah, so they did some drone footage around there. That do you have to have a license? See, we had just like a tiny one that had its own screen, and it only went up like I think like 50 feet or something like that. But we only ever used it like in the park or like out at the softball field, stuff like that. But I never so maybe it depends on like the county or the state on what their ordinances are. Let me see if I want to find that neighbor. Oh. This guy. I love this guy.
See the cross?
Yeah, it's been weird.
Yeah.
We didn't even
See the
want
Headache with all these people or dying down?
crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting week.
Yeah.
You want water?
no, I'm okay. I got Gatorade. I'm good.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you though.
Yeah.
Thanks. See the cross?
Yeah.
See the cross?
Yeah.
I'm not
It's been
sure,
weird.
Stone.
We didn't even know that.
I don't know if they
So
could get through
about
some of those
Friday
areas
last
with.
Oh, interesting. So you didn't have much engagement with them.
They hadn't. They just bought the house last year.
So going back to the law enforcement, the reason why you got to follow where we've seen them at. They've only
Correct.
been seen between here and Nancy's. They've been
Correct.
seen. They've been going your house, right?
Yeah.
They went to-
Tuesday last week. The entire FBI went through every single house in this neighborhood.
What kind of stuff did they ask you?
They wanted if we had any camera footage. Didn't have any of that, but they wanted to walk all the properties. And
So that was the search that we saw when he ran out there. When all of a sudden they had, what do you say, Tuesday, door to door to door to door. So now we know, and he's gonna tell us what they were looking for.
so they called me while I was at work because they some detectives came by on Thursday night, the week before, asking if we had camera footage.
How quickly did they do that?
It was well,
That was my biggest question. Did they come kind of immediate first 48 hours of Nancy's disappearance?
No, it was Thursday.
So it was a while afterwards.
Yeah, it was a little bit after.
I mean, that's sus.
But why here? Why here? If Nancy got kidnapped way over there,
Sure.
miles and miles away, 10 minutes away, why are they going block after? They went at least 4 blocks that way.
Because there's
Almost
there's 4 streets in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right, and they were going to every single house.
Going in pipes. I've seen them
Yeah,
poking their
I
heads
saw-
in pipes.
I saw them, that's
in
those
in
streams.
RVs,
Yeah,
in
it
people's
was-
homes. You
Which
do
makes
that
me think
is
they have no idea who it is.
well. I
Or-
make it. Or I think personally they think something. Why would they come here? Why would they go down the street to the Circle
So
K?
you're leaning to something's up here.
I am because the reason why
You are
it's-
too.
I am too. Oh, it's funny.
You are too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in between, and that's it.
And this is the neighbor. This is their neighbor that's right around the corner. So he's thinking that there is some connection to, just because of something stinks in Denmark and it's not the cheese, right?
It has not expanded out. I mean, we had that one incident down there in Rio Rico.
Well, why did Banfield and News Nation jump at that lead also early on, right? Because they're the ones. Just
I believe Banfield. She has sources personally.
Right, she's the one who put it out there. Where did that come from? That's
law
my
enforcement.
question.
Law
I don't know.
enforcement,
Yeah.
probably. Law enforcement. It did. They searched too much over. They searched more over here than over at Nancy's.
Interesting.
Personally.
Well, plus
But they
closed
have went through the neighborhood there. But it seems like they're, for instance, Fox News has reported that just the other day, investigators were on Oracle right there, they want surveillance timeline from 9:30 p.m. on Saturday night, January 31st to 11:30ish on the 1st, Saturday or Sunday morning. They wanted footage around here. Why here?
On my Ring app, they put a thing out. They want footage from January 11th.
See, on yours?
Yeah.
Around here.
Yeah, the Pima County Sheriff put a notice on the neighborhood
Yep.
notice on the Ring app that they want camera footage from January 11th.
Huh.
Which that doesn't make sense to me. That's 2.5, 3
Well,
weeks.
that makes me think they have some reason.
He's their neighbor, and his wife grew up with Savannah. Yeah, I feel that same way, Dawn. It's like, but I'm hoping, because there's absolute silence, they canceled that press conference, I hope it's not just some CYA going on by the sheriff. I really hope that they're onto something. They're finding something. And I mean, I don't care who did it at this point. It's like we have literally like 150 possibilities, because they have not been really letting the public know a lot about. And so maybe that kind of makes me think that they have way more than we think. Yeah, this is the neighbor and his wife. They live in, he said it's his, I don't think it's got to that part yet, but he says that they live in his wife's childhood home. This guy is a contractor for the Department of Defense. He lives in that neighborhood by Annie and Tommaso. And they believe there's ties. He's like, because of the searching and that search that they did last Tuesday, he's like, why? Yes, yes, she had dinner here, but why would you be searching this area so much? And that was another thing. I was reading in a chat the other day, and someone brought this up, and I thought it was a good point too. What if they take the Ring camera off, and then he pulls his mask off and he knocks on the door at 2 a.m. That's why her heart, blood pressure raises. And she answers it because it's someone that she knows, or is at least familiar with, because there was no forced entry at the front door. We don't know that blood that was on the front step was tied to that. I mean, she could have had a nosebleed or something the day before. A lot of the experts have said that. So there's no way. And that's it too. Is it just somebody that happened to walk through that neighborhood from the bad side of town that saw that she had something? And I mean, yeah, exactly. We do. We just want her home. I mean, we all have a grandma, we all have a mom, we all have an auntie that we would just absolutely just lose it if something like this happened to her.
Right, there's a
Yeah.
date range. There's whether it's when the guy bought the backpack or something, right?
So yeah, exactly. But
they-
searching around,
He
they're,
found a backpack, by the way.
well, some people in my chat are saying it's not necessarily the right backpack, but it's close
Looks
because it had
close.
it's
Yeah.
close enough. But it's the same. It's pretty much the
It looks
Did you
same.
go to the Walmart over here?
Yeah,
It's probably behind the glass over
Yeah,
there.
it's behind the
because in a
glass.
bad area.
yeah, man. There's police out there that
Yeah.
literally guard.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
wow.
sheriff
So
out
there
there.
should be extra security with those cameras. You'd think
Yeah,
that
but
people are.
there's a Walmart over
Yeah.
here on La Choya and
So how much farther distance is that?
probably 2.5 miles.
2.5 miles.
It's not that far. It's like that. Those homes last night were $1 million homes.
Yeah, that's what.
It's like, is somebody going to go buy a $10 backpack at the ghetto Walmart?
Yeah,
Well, you would.
Yeah, in a $1 million home.
If you're hired and trying to do something
Maybe.
sketchy.
Yeah.
but
Or
when
in
they
case
when
you're
they
trying
were
to
when
look
they were
sketchy.
when they were asking for your property, was it more about a body or evidence?
Evidence.
You don't think it was a body?
No. No.
Like evidence, like what? Like somebody?
They specifically said they were looking for stuff being thrown, to just discarded.
Doesn't that seem,
Along
I was
the
because I was talking about, like, it seems
And that's just it. So why would they be looking in their neighborhood for things that were thrown and discarded if this is just random? I mean, unless they believe that whoever it was from that neighborhood, knew them and followed them. But well, and I've read some stuff about that, like for a debt, like gambling debt, something like that. Well, what I'm wondering is because I thought that it was Ashley Banfield that had said that there was some forced entry from her source, but the front door didn't look forced, and it was kind of hard to get a really good look of that blue door. But there was also that patio that was underneath the awning that we couldn't see, so something could have happened there. But if they're doing all that at the front, why go to the back? Unless it was just a cheaper door and easier to get into. I don't know. Well, see, I had heard some rumors about that last night too, and that's why they were wondering. And that's something that I cannot get over. That side by side of him and the one picture. That it wasn't the AI colored in picture; it was the black and white picture. And that's it. You got that guest house too. They were looking in that guest house. Someone could have been. Exactly. Yeah, there's still, with everything that has leaked, like, I feel like we're being punked. I feel like the things that have been leaked have been strategically leaked. Because there's certain things in this case that have stayed absolutely secret. Yes, Misty, that the back door was left open. That's right. You're right. I'd forgotten about that. You are right. And but no, I had heard ties to Dominic Evans, but I couldn't find anything like that. But I was tired last night. I didn't like dig. I'll totally admit that. Oh yeah, that's what I heard. So it was just a guess. It wasn't necessarily based. It's just a possibility, is what I had heard about that, because she was, like one of those professional, what do they call them? Mugshot artists or whatever I think that's what they call. Isn't that what they call them? See, Chilada, I heard that too, that he had gone to Italy. for the Olympics because he was meeting friends or something there. And so Savannah is missing the Olympics, but Tommaso is in Italy. I mean, I have not seen, again, but that's what this guy says. And he's the neighbor. Sketch artist. Thank you, Green Jewel. It was in my head. Well, the thing with TMZ, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but what I believe with TMZ is there's a lot of, we want you to look over here right now because someone ended up on a list and we don't want you to talk about that. So look over here. Where? That's just my, yeah, exactly. Terrain. Exactly. I mean, I did find that odd, Captain Midnight. I too found that odd. If this was professional or whatever, why wouldn't you send them to the family or to the feds or leave something behind in the home the day you did it? But 3 days later to me sounds like, oh, Schnit, we got to figure out a way to make this look like we didn't do this. And I think the ransom stuff is a look over here, don't look over here. And I hadn't heard anything about the sister having dried blood on her shoe. I haven't heard anything like that, like as far as forensics, other than the only forensics that I've heard has come out was about the DNA on the porch. On the porch, that was hers. And then what was the other? Oh, that the stuff in the house was not hers and was not anyone that was associated with her. But, so we go back to this bandmate. She wouldn't necessarily have been associated with him. So that tells me maybe they've ruled out the family members like Tommaso, Annie, Savannah, any caretakers, any lawn people, stuff like that. And excuse me. And that now they're going to see if this is in CODIS. Well, I think not CODIS's fingerprints, the National DNA Registry. And but that still doesn't mean, because that bandmate would have no reason to go over to her house or to deal with her unless he was at Tommaso and Annie's house. So if that ends up being him, then boom, he has no business being over there. Unless he was a paid caretaker, which we haven't heard anything like that. And I highly doubt that. I mean, you're not going to have the lead singer of your band, taking care of your mother-in-law. So, and that's just it. You can pay people to do this. Well, see, that's what I want. I think if somebody put her somewhere, she's probably a lot closer than anybody could ever imagine. Usually, because having to take someone and hide them, that's a lot of work. And it's a lot of mess and a lot of cleanup. And yeah, I had heard that Annie was her caretaker. But, that's another thing. Caretaker is a vague term. Was she really doing what she was supposed to as a caretaker? Was she being kind of lax and not? Maybe the family thought that she was doing all of these things and she really wasn't. And that's just it. And that's what I'm surprised about too, is that So we haven't heard anything again from the TMZ ransom letter, but now we've got this other person now trying to get Bitcoin for a reward to tell them who it is. And it doesn't make sense because the whole point of you telling who it is, your demands are $100,000 now. The FBI reward is $100,000. So why make this so dramatic unless you really are just another opportunist taking advantage of a situation? I haven't heard that, Stone. I haven't heard anything like that. We just really haven't heard anything. So I'm not sure. I thought one of the neighbors had said something about them having crawl spaces but not basements out there. Yes, yep. I've got a short that I'm going to play in a few minutes after we get through this, but I got all squirreled off and talking. This is the rest of the neighbor interview, but about the pacemaker sniffer.
It's odd. Who would run around in this snake hole area in the middle of the night?
Oh, well, I don't know why they would take my street. I've got like 5 speed bumps on my street. This one, none. Right.
But it's dark back here.
And every street back there all have speed bumps on them. Like, this is the only one that doesn't.
But if you're sleeping at night, you're not hearing any cars.
True.
You're not.
No, not at all.
It's dark. It's like
pitch black in here at night.
So a car would go through at 2, 3 a.m. Everyone's most likely asleep here, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to hear it and see it.
I don't know why they're not trying to get camera footage at 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
How many cars are going to be out at 2:30 in the morning? Right.
No.
If you're talking a handful of cars. It's not rush hour traffic. So you should be able to. They're going to have to come out on a main road somewhere, right? If they've got a suspect vehicle, then you should be scouring those cameras to see where they came out. And somebody said that they don't record all the time. That's BS, because when I got pulled over on my motorcycle for blocking traffic.
Sorry, I muted again. That makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I heard. Yeah, that they don't have basements, that there's too much rock, so they just do like a slab and like a crawl space underneath the house. Yeah, and that's just it. It's totally throwing me off because I had not heard anything about that. And we had actually one night in here, one of the lives, went in and tried to research, just Google research, but about like certain pacemakers. And like one of the things that we found is like only certain models like send out, like some of them can send out like a tracking kind of a thing and some of them don't. Maybe it's older models or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, this is literally, today was the first that I'd ever heard of that with the pacemaker finder thingy tool. Oh, exactly. They don't want anybody to see any proof, but they didn't realize, I think, that it was recording still.
I got caught at a red light.
What time was that?
This was a couple of years ago.
But like what, the daytime or night?
It was daytime, right? And when I tried to fight it in court, and the officer came with video footage of the entire thing.
Oh, they got it on video.
Yeah. So
well, how will they get it on video? From
the traffic lights.
So they do work.
They do.
Where was that intersection?
That was at Twin Peaks and I-10 in Miranda.
Well, what about over here though?
There's cameras everywhere.
But that doesn't mean they work.
They were looking at cameras.
I heard today that a lot of those cameras are out of service.
I heard on the Circle K cameras.
Circle K. Yeah.
So they definitely know more than what they're saying.
For sure.
They're holding their cards
incredibly
close to the vest.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean that because I heard Brian Enton, I think, said this area has to be pitch black for the stargazers.
So
Yeah,
there-
here,
so
that's what I was talking about
Mountain
earlier.
over there, and the U of A does a lot of astronomy work.
Got it.
And so that's why they put a law in like the early 70s about light pollution. And I don't know if it's because Kit Peak has got to be at least that old. So
Right.
I didn't live here back then. I didn't move here until 1999. So
What do you do for a living?
I'm a defense contractor.
Defense contract?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, I mean, this has become like a tourist attraction for
Yeah,
people.
it's odd.
Both. I mean, it's sad, but it has.
Well, I think people are just trying to help. That's what I think it is too. Like,
I do believe that people
a lot
do
of
want to
people
help,
like,
like the
enough, I
SAR
gotta come
people,
help
the SAR
us. Yeah.
people,
Well,
like
we
the
don't know most of our neighbors. I know a few of them. We live in the house my wife grew up in, and so she probably knows more neighbors than anybody. But they're starting to turn around because as the families get older, go into nursing homes, and they sell the properties. But for the most part, there's not many young families in here. They're all older for the most part. When the other day after they searched all the properties, I did meet one of my neighbors. They were walking, and I had to go to Walgreens to go get something. And as I drove by, they're like, "Stop!" Like, we really kind of want to meet our neighbors now. So
yeah. Well, the home values around here was about 600 a million.
yeah,
I can't check Telegram, Kim. I'm live on my phone.
this neighborhood's a
So
little bit
Michelle and
lower
Kim,
right
please
now.
look it out.
Still,
If you can, urgently.
not as much as that neighborhood or Nancy's
Yeah.
neighborhood. Nancy's apparently still has an HOA.
Yeah, she got an HOA, but she only told me $60 a year.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing, and it's optional.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
optional.
never heard of an optional HOA.
This neighborhood, I guess, started with an HOA, but it just disbanded after a number of years.
People got tired of HOAs. I don't like HOAs.
I got out of my HOA.
I'm not an HOA
I
fan.
did not like it at all. They used to give me, problems for my.
Now, is that the church? Is that the one that's like near the school? Because isn't there the school is near Nancy's home and the church? Or am I getting that confused? Well, and there was talk again, but it was among reporters that day that they were searching Annie and Tommaso's neighborhood about one of the neighbors whom had a son that they had talked to or something like that lived in like a trailer or something, or a camper on their property, and that he had been questioned. But I mean, whether he had been questioned just because he was another occupant of that property, or because he was, creepy neighbor guy, I mean, you never know. Let me put that up there. That the sniffer is called a blue fly. It can detect a range of signals, including Wi-Fi, cellular, pacemaker, and other RF emissions. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I had not heard of anything about that. And it's kind of funny how even in like certain areas, different people are finding different things on the same Google and the same. So that's kind of weird to me. I'm not sure. The only trailers I've seen was it was like a JLR called it a trailer, but in Michigan we call it like an RV or like a camper. It wasn't like trailers here are like, yeah, houses on wheels that have like skirting around the bottom of them. They're on like almost like a semi trailer. Heard what, Melinda? Well, and that's the thing is, I guess I heard something about certain traffic cameras. This was earlier today. Certain traffic cameras around there weren't working. And but I guess this county, is huge. It's the size of Rhode Island and Connecticut together. It's one county. And it goes all the way down to the border, like where was it where they were at the other night? That Rio Rico. It was Santa Cruz police department that was dealing with that. Oh, okay, the sniffer. Yeah, I just seen that was it. I had just driver came in here and showed it to me that Brian Enton had posted something about it, and I had seen it. So I hadn't heard anything about her posting any posts. The only thing that I've ever heard was in the very beginning, and they said that she didn't have a really big social media presence. So I don't know. That I have not seen any of like her social media, anything about her social media or anything like that. I assume Savannah posted a lot about like family in the show and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I haven't heard that. Let's see.
DirecTV satellite dish.
Really?
Yeah.
You said it wasn't mounted right?
Oh, that it shouldn't have been there.
I shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
man.
you can't regulate that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I did see
my
that
parents
one.
bought
That
an
was
RV, parked it in front of my house
4
for like
years
15
ago.
minutes.
That's over the ring
They bought it here in Tucson. Stopped. We looked at it for like 15 minutes, and then they headed back up to Phoenix. And I got a violation notice.
It was those Javelina.
How far is Nancy's house
wild
from it?
hog.
It's about 12 minutes, something
How
like
many
that.
miles?
4
How
or
far
5.
can that go? From here? Yeah. How many miles from the drone?
Oh, can you
I thought
take the
that
drone
was
all the way
4
from there?
years ago.
Nah, it's too far.
It was in like the
I was saying that'd be pretty badass
Yeah,
to do
that'd be
the
fun.
group
That'd be-
overhead.
like that.
Now the Fox flight team might be able to get there. That drone is huge.
Sorry. Come off it, Rex. Thank you. Sorry. I was going to try to do a drive-by to see if we could do from here to there, but that's too far. Unless we drove it along in the van, that might be too risky.
I've
Yeah,
wondered
just
that.
the- you get the DJI will follow you.
Yeah, this one is. That's a DJI.
I've never done that with mine.
They're pretty sweet. You got to get one, man. We got to keep super chatting so we can get him a Tom.
Everybody wants to get me a drone. I'm not a drone guy, but I might
That
be
was-
willing. I might be willing to
Well,
learn.
this one is just along the sides. You don't need it.
If you do anything commercially,
Sure, I guess. You
You,
got to be careful.
the FAA can get you, and you don't want that.
I'll follow you guys over because I'm gonna probably head over.
You going to
Okay.
Nancy's?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over
All
there.
right, yeah, we'll
That's
ride
where I
over there next.
originally
It's a pretty
started.
slow day.
Any other things to add? As we got you got a lot of people watching you across the channel.
Yeah, you got
What's your
41,000 here.
prediction?
I still think it's tied to the son-in-law in some way.
And what makes you say that?
When
Because that's it's hard to jump to that, right? I'm
You know-
always hesitant too.
I've talked about it with people at work and just around, and people think the daughter Annie doesn't seem to be as distraught as the others, right? And you haven't seen a picture of Tommaso at all,
Right.
Since
Well, I mean,
this
what's so
happened.
strange
Exactly,
is the family
Tom.
must know this theory now.
Our chat, they put Tommaso, they put tomatoes.
Tommaso, tomato.
Yeah,
You say
there's
tomato, I
tomatoes.
say Tommaso.
Yeah, they say Tommaso. Look, people put some tomato emojis.
Getting JLR's super chats in mind. Yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
they got tomatoes.
What was the one last night for Nanos? It was
Cocoa bananas, nanos, or adios
Yeah.
nanos, cocoa bananos.
I did the I
Say
have
no
been
to
talking on
nanos.
Facebook.
No
Messenger
nanos, nanu
with-
nanu nanos.
I've
They
been
got
talking
a lot
on,
of one.
yeah, I've been talking
You
on
can pull it
Facebook
down.
Messenger with
We're going to the
with
next house.
Lappin, who ran against him, and she says people are leaving the Pima County Sheriff's left and right.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
she left because
I heard that too.
She's
He's
been
got a
getting
really young
retaliated
police
against
force
from-
right now.
from him, and even during the election, she was retaliated against. So
because my parents live. Well, I don't want to say where, but they live not too far. They've been complaining about Pima County. That's
many
notoriously so many tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
That's the sign. Vote tomatoes in the chat,
Got the
everybody.
tomatoes. How many tomatoes we got?
A lot
in
of
chat?
tomatoes.
There were a lot of tomatoes.
But Pima County, not the
They're
sheriff's department,
tomatoes.
not the brightest.
the sheriffs are fantastic. The sheriffs that I know are all fantastic, but it's
Well-
he's got such a. I think for him, he's a very staunch Democrat, and he's anti-Trump, and he doesn't want he doesn't want Cash Patel's help, and he can do it
There's a lot of
himself.
sketchy stuff.
Right, but
But-
it's only hanging on
Yeah.
himself.
He's probably going to be at the U of A basketball.
But he
game.
denies it though.
Tonight.
He denies it.
Oh,
though.
you should go to the basketball game tonight.
I was actually there's
Tip it.
actually no.
Just tip it off
Actually, I
right
was
about now.
offered to go.
Oh, yeah?
Someone had tickets and they said I could actually go, but
You should do it.
I'm working. I can't.
No, but
I
I'm
mean-
saying get him on.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
he's going to be caught on camera if he
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
right?
that's gonna be his work.
Yeah, if
That's
Nanos,
work.
if Nanos
Right
goes,
now.
Nanos, but I mean, if
Track
he
him there and
he
call
should
him
get the
out.
heat though. If
Yeah.
he's there and say, "Why
Oh,
are you
he's-
Who
doing
wants to
this
see JLR at the basketball
at the
game? Calling him out.
basketball game?" Nanos,
Throw those
He's-
tomatoes in if you want. Bring some
Nanos has
tomatoes.
kind of been in hiding though. He's kind of been in hiding. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, why
literally
do we
he's not giving no press conferences. He's
That
saying I'm
doesn't
not
make
doing media. He does select media with certain people probably that are more favoritism. They ask him softball questions. He's
Well,
not really talking.
We're talking about a life here.
I know we don't have time.
We don't have time
We don't have time for politics. We
yeah.
don't have time
Get the
for
chip off your
niceness.
shoulders and
Exactly.
go find
Get
her.
as much help as you can.
Like-
That's my logic.
Yeah, you know.
And then the other incident, the glove, though he denied the glove going to a private lab. He's denying that now.
I heard he denied that they found a glove in the house.
Yeah, that's he's denying that
Yeah.
now.
Well, he said there were gloves around. There's
Gloves
no one in the
around,
house.
but not in the house.
Okay.
Lots of gloves.
So it's just
They had a glove in the
Nanos. I'm telling you, with us, we heard from the beginning. I always say this to my viewers. Nano said, children dropped Nancy off Saturday night. Then it went to family. Then it went to Annie. Then he told the New York Times it was Tommaso, and then it went back to family. He
And I've also heard Tommaso's in Italy for the Olympics. But if he
he
dropped,
is in Italy.
well, if he dropped her off the night she got abducted, how would they have let him leave the country with an investigation that goes?
Wow, that would be massive.
I didn't know anything about him leaving, so I don't know anything about that.
That's what Lappin told me, is that she heard he was in Italy for the Olympics.
Wow.
Why is he like play the or just wants to watch the?
Well, he's Italian. He's got
And
family.
Savannah-
He's got
That's
family
where he's
there.
from.
Savannah
Savannah was
was
going to cover it.
she
I'm
was
sure he
supposed
was.
to cover it.
Whoa! So that's interesting. If
Yeah.
that's true, if he's there in the Olympics,
That's why
and
we haven't seen him, maybe. And he's already like chilling in Italy. That's a
he's
score
from
right
Italy.
there.
See, here's
Yeah.
the thing about
Yeah.
Tommaso is he came here in 2006. There's no paper trail on him on the digital footprints as far as the internet from 2006 on. But as soon as he got here, he marries Annie in 2006. As soon as he got here, he marries.
So what's the motive?
Well,
Yeah.
he's a school
What's the
teacher
motive?
up here at basis.
That
which is
was
a
why
high-
they were wondering, did they
very
meet online?
well-
Did she really know who he was before he?
They're number
Here?
one in the
What-
nation.
What does he have a teaching certificate like that? What's he
I
qualified
think
as?
he's a math teacher. Or
Yeah,
no,
biology.
Wow, yeah.
Biology.
Is it biology? I don't know. It's a they go through kindergarten through high school over there, and it's very expensive. They graduate a lot of smart kids, really smart kids.
What's the motive? Why Tommaso? What's the chat? What is the chat? What was your? Because you said you think that jealousy of the like what do you-
Money.
money. You think it was?
I've heard
Michelle.
gambling debts.
I mean, but I'm just saying the
One of
theories
my
out there.
questions-
People are
Right, right.
saying
No, we're
wills, powers of
speculating.
attorneys,
Yeah, none of
life
this
insurance
stuff.
policies, new home, can't afford it, needs money.
Yeah, but you'd think Savannah would just help them.
Everything
Rather
that
than
you said in here.
kidnap the mother.
Has Savannah
It's an extreme
stood side by side with Tommaso at all?
Well, not if he's in Italy.
He hasn't been in any of the videos they put out.
But he's the brother-in-law.
He's the
right?
brother-in-law. He's not really the, you know what I
It'd be
mean?
weird to have all the.
But he lives in
Savannah-
town.
But they
He's
had
the
a
last
family
one-
photo of them on
One of the
Christmas.
last
They were all
people
together
that
on
was
Christmas.
this woman alive.
He had a family photo of
Yeah,
them.
My
maybe-
mother-in-law.
Help me find my
Bring everybody
mother-in-law.
in. Savannah's. It becomes a bigger family photo shot. I
That's
can
fine.
see what I
I
wanted
don't
to
think
keep
they
in the
have a lot
media.
of family here. I think it's just Nancy.
She's always been from here, right? Savannah.
Yes. No. Well, she was born in Australia, but she graduated from high school here. My wife actually went to high school with her, and my wife's sister.
She was nice, right?
They didn't really hang out, so it was a different.
I've heard nothing but nice
It was-
things.
She graduated in 1989. It was, that's when I graduated high school, for crying out loud. So I probably wouldn't even recognize any of the people that I graduated with.
Right.
Can we
1989.
follow you?
Said,
No, I'll follow you. 'cause you
All
have
right,
a better
yeah,
way to
yeah.
go.
Come on,
Nice
come
to
on.
meet
Yeah,
you,
follow
sir.
me.
Thank you for the insight.
Always
Yes.
great to see you.
I'll
Good to
follow
see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I should. If I had your phone number, I would have texted
Here,
you.
here, hold on.
But
I'll
nothing-
give you. Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
was
yeah. Let me,
going
let me,
on
let me,
over
let me,
here.
let me. I'll give you my other phone. You call. What I do is give my phone.
And see, so now, I mean, say what you will, but he's got the mots. He's got the neighbor telling him, giving him his phone number. So if anything pops off, I mean, and and he's staying in a hotel not too far away, so he can hop up at a moment's notice. And okay, now let me find this, because we were talking about, let me see, is this, I think this is the one that Breaking News was talking about. And again, bear with me, I got to do the clickety click through it, so for fair use. But it's Brian Enton's newest short on his YouTube channel, Brian Enton Investigates. And I will copy this, because this is another great channel to watch. And well, I don't even know why he left at all. Like, I can't imagine he would leave at all. I mean, going to see the Olympics or not. Yeah, she was. She and that Virginia. Oh, sorry. I lost my tab for a second. Am I sharing? Yeah, I'm sharing. Okay. Here we go.
So I'm outside Nancy Guthrie's house. It's It's Saturday night. I wanted to tell you something new that I learned that investigators have been using, because it's a technology that I've never heard of before. It's called a signal sniffer, and this is something that I saw last week. The helicopter hovering very, very low.
I saw that too, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, did they see something? You know,
Over Nancy's house, and then on the sides of Nancy's house, like in her side yard. Let me turn around here a little bit. And I don't know if you guys remember that, if you've been following my coverage, but there was one day the helicopter was low. It was staying in one spot for a while, and then it would move to different areas around her house, but low and steady. And I'm told that's because what's known as a signal sniffer was sent in, which is a very, very small box that goes on one of the helicopter skids.
this is what Michelle was talking about, that it, which with her post, that it can, he's going to explain what it does.
And it can actually detect Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker, which is pretty incredible. But it has to stay low and it has to stay still, and it's not a perfected technology. It can also detect other things like AirPods, other items with Bluetooth signals. But it's a tool that they're using, or that they, at least I know that they used last week.
But it can pick up other things. Okay. But what are the chances that there are that many of those devices that it can pick up out in the middle of that deep, deep brush and desert? I mean, I would think that, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm from Michigan, so I don't know what the train's like out there, but I would think that it wouldn't be real, it wouldn't be an everyday thing to have things like that out there putting out a signal. Like earbuds, things like that, they're going to lose their charge faster than a pacemaker would.
Which again, I hadn't heard of, which I thought was really interesting. So I wanted to share that with you. And it's been pretty quiet outside the house tonight. There hasn't been much going on at Annie Guthrie's house. One of our producers saw FBI going to neighbors' houses over there, once again, just knocking on doors, but that's something that we've seen a lot. So latest with the SWAT raid from last night, sheriff texted me, no arrests. Obviously, they didn't find Nancy Guthrie, but I'm told by my sources that it's still an active investigation. It was a federal search warrant, and they're still waiting on, still going through electronics and that kind of thing. So that's pretty much the latest. I'll talk to you guys later. Guys.
So we will most likely get some, hopefully, well, not us, but they will get some information of at least whether it is or it isn't those people. Well, and that's the thing too, is that there's a lot of things, I keep saying it, whatever we know, the people that did this know. And, like, a lot of people have a lot of opinions of like the Idaho 4 investigation. And yeah, there was a lot of stuff that the ball was dropped on. But one of the things that we found out while we were and I was one of them in chats going, oh my gosh, why aren't they looking at this? Why aren't they looking at that? We found out that they were looking at some of those things. They just didn't let us know. And so while we deserve transparency in certain things, we also have to try and kind of, like I said, have that patience to hope that these people, especially with the FBI involved, and we're hearing different stories about that too, but that hopefully some of these things are being figured out. Well, and I thought about that too. I mean, I don't know if I could after something like that, especially if it does end up being like an obsessed fan or someone just targeting her because her mother was on the show. I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to. Well, and that's something that I've thought of too, are some of these false, kind of like throwing treats out to get the media to get away from certain areas so that they can kind of go in through the dark of night and do some of these other things. Is there? I'll have to check that out later. News Nation scares me playing their stuff. I try to just do little tiny bits. But well, like part of me says that, but part of me wonders if she really did trust that. I don't. It's hard for me because I just remember my mom and she was a stinker about having anybody help her. But I don't know. Like, and maybe she didn't want to leave that home because of nostalgia or whatever, but then maybe put off buying your house for a year and you move in, Oh, I know. I started watching him during the Gabby Petito stuff, breaking news. Well, and that's just it. It seems like I think it was Ashley Banfield said that one of the experts that she had talked to said that kidnapping someone at that age with the health issues that she had is more of a burden, and then trying to what do I want to say? Trying to then keep her healthy and safe so that this whole transaction of ransom happens. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Who's an hour away, Michelle? Sorry, I have ADHD, so I get like 4 conversations going and then I forget what I'm talking about. Oh, your grandmother. Okay, I see. I just read up. Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking that too, Debbie. Like, I started reading some of his history and he's really like in one of the he's won his elections. There's always kind of been like a little shadow on the elections that he's won. And one of them was they had to do a recount and he lost, but then when they did the recount, he all of a sudden won, but it was by, I can't remember what the margin was in that one. But then there was another election that had come up and his opponent ended up putting that opponent on leave before the election. And so she wasn't able to actually campaign or work to her capacity. And so he ended up winning the election by like 468 votes. So it was really close, but like, there's just some weird stuff. And then the thing with the helicopter pilot. And that's been said by multiple news sources. It's not just, stuff I'm reading in chats. That he got in an argument with this helicopter pilot that could have been out that first night and put him on patrol so he wasn't available. And then when he was asked from, I believe it was Border Patrol, to use their services at first, he declined. I mean, there's games being played. There's games being played with the media, which means we get played. We're getting punked, is what I feel like. And Enton has said that he's talked to both sheriff departments and FBI agents, and nobody knows who's in charge. I mean, that tells you something. Oh, wow. That's weird. I wonder if it was just like a wrong like zip code or something, or that's really weird, Kathy. It could be. I mean, these people are proving that they're not real smart, right? I mean, you're going to beat the daylights out of a ring camera with a flower. I mean, it's like, come on. Yeah, Now, are we being played so that the people responsible can be played at the same time? I have that question too. And we're just collateral damage. And at the end of it, who was it? Somebody in here the other day said, you know what? Because I'll apologize later if I'm wrong that so-and-so did it. Like, is it kind of one of those situations? Is the call coming from inside of the house? And I kind of feel like it might be. Have I watched way too many unsolved mysteries and CSI episodes? Probably yes. But, there's just so many sides to this story that I feel like there's no way, like we could all see that. I don't know, Chilada. I was wondering that too. If they do like rapid, like what would it be? Maybe a couple weeks, maybe? I mean, could they do it in a couple, on CSI Vegas, they always did it like in 15 minutes, but well, and that's the thing. We don't know if it does or if it doesn't, Jennifer. It's like so out there, and but I think like that's just it. Like, I mean, he says he's doing this, but it's almost like the sheriff's saying one thing and doing another. And we can see that there's kind of this ego game going on. And I personally would think much more of him as a hero if he just did say, let the FBI take the reins and, oh, yeah. They think that he bought both the gun, the holster, and the backpack, I think, at Walmart. Hi, Kay. I mean, maybe there's camera footage of him there. That's the thing, too. We don't know how much camera footage they actually have. We don't know what camera footage they have from the Circle K, because it was stated that they did get some footage from there. We don't know what ring cameras were working, what weren't. We don't know what traffic cameras were working and what weren't. Well, and that's kind of what it seems like to me with that being, if Brian Enton said it was a federal warrant, didn't he? I thought I heard him say federal warrant. So yeah, that tells you right there. We're done. We're done here. I mean, the sheriff's still there helping and stuff. So I think the FBI agents and the sheriff's deputies are working together. I think it's the sheriff and the FBI that aren't working together. And I think it's an ego thing. And it's sad that no matter what reason this happened to this woman, it's sad that that could be the reason that she wasn't, whatever it was, she didn't do this to herself and she didn't deserve it to happen to her. So if it was because of her daughter, it was because of her son-in-law, if it was because of the cartel, it was because of some crazy person, if it was aliens, she deserves to be found no matter what condition she's in. And, you know, and that's, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Stone. I think the absolute zero silence. What do they say? No news is good news. Because if they have all of these leads that they keep saying they do, wouldn't they just keep pounding, going after house after house after house? But they didn't. They stopped. And I don't know. I don't know if FBI have the weekend off. But, I mean, hopefully next week. Well, and the statement that the sheriff had said last night, that there won't be a statement. The FBI has, basically the FBI told him to shut up. I don't blame him. He's given so many different, I feel like we're on a unicycle going around in a circle every time he talks. Nothing makes sense. He gives 3 different answers to the same question. And so you don't know what. Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that, Green Jewel. And yeah, silence is deafening. That there's literally absolutely nothing being said other than we detained these individuals and there were no arrests made. But that's it. And that we're continuing this investigation. So maybe, who was it earlier that said that they thought that this Airbnb was tied to the bandmate? I mean, maybe they've got. Maybe this activity in the Bitcoin wallet, Bitcoin account, whatever, is the last little bait. Would you say maybe bait? I don't understand this person that keeps calling TMZ or emailing them or whatever they're doing, saying that they'd rather get 2 Bitcoins that add up to $100,000 versus getting, yeah, that was in the beginning of JLR's live. I can't remember what the numbers were. And I know that what the numbers that the sheriff's office, yeah, the numbers that they put out last night were incorrect. They put that out on X. But, and that's where, right before this location, that's where JLR was. And he said there was nothing out there. It was literally a desert. And there was no tape up. There was nothing. There was no police keeping it closed. He went up with a couple other reporters, knocked on the door to see if they could get a statement from anyone inside. And there was not a sound. So he believed that they all believed there was nobody in there. So whoever it was, either they're still being detained. He just said there was no arrests made. I mean, how long can they hold you for questioning before they have to either arrest you or let you go. And if they don't have enough, they can't arrest you. It might be able to. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that was part of the problem with both of the ransom notes, is that they released them. Okay. Is that both of the exactly, Michelle. Exactly. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like they're not free and clear of anything. And that said, that's one of those silences. We have to kind of listen to what they're not saying, because that's where the answers lie in all this. Because what they are saying is a bunch of junk most of the times, is what we're finding out. And one of the things, again, that we found out in like the Kohlberger case is that the family is getting the same treatment usually. Yeah, DNA and, taking maybe electronic devices, taking phones, looking to see if there's anything in, bedrooms, mail. Because again, we do not know. Is it 24 hours? Okay. We don't know if anything was taken or not. When people have asked, he's kind of skirted around it and just said that we know a crime has occurred here. And that's just it. And maybe they just need to wait and let this person screw up one more time by going and cashing that Bitcoin money out. Or, who knows? Usually, every time one of these cases is solved, it's because of an absolute stupid thing. It usually is. And I am sad, though. I thought for sure. See, that's what we were saying the other night. Like, why couldn't they have just done that? Like, I don't, like, when, like, yeah, we were talking about that a couple nights ago. Why not just, because it's a separate phone, and it said, what was it, like within anywhere between 5 to 20 feet, I think it was, that it can pick up a signal from that pacemaker. That, like, that's how far away from that device she could be before it disconnected. Yeah, we thought that too, Six Pack. Like, why not just that? But was she, Michelle? See, that's what I'm saying. She could have been given Savannah and the brother like this big spiel about what I'm taking care of mom, I'm watching her every day, I'm blah blah blah. But was she? Like when they said that she didn't have a subscription to the cameras, like my thought would be like, okay, maybe she was older and she said, oh, I don't need a subscription. Well, you know what? I'll pay for it. Like, and that's it. They keep going back. Everything is centered around Annie's neighborhood and checking. And why are they checking to see if things were thrown out around her neighborhood? If this happened, if point of origin is Nancy's house. Exactly. They just weren't present. Exactly, Michelle. They weren't present enough. Well, not even him, because it's her mother, Well, and now it's multiple gloves, but not a glove in the house, but DNA in the house. I just, like, what? And, disclaimer again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a retired hairdresser and crime junkie, but none of this makes sense. I have common sense, and I'm really good at reading people because that was my job for almost 30 years. And none of this makes sense. The behavior doesn't make sense. Exactly, Six Pack, just to make sure that she hadn't, like, one of my thoughts was, what if these people had broken in and thought that she would not hear them, and she did, and maybe she ran out into the night and got hurt. I mean, did you hear those stinking coyotes? That's terrifying to me. We have coyotes around here, but not in like a pack of like 150. I mean, that made my teeth chatter. Like, yikes. I mean, I don't know. I thought for sure, though, we were going to wake up and hear some good news. At least that they had a lead, and what a mess last night was. But I don't know. I think, like I said, with that tarp, I think they were just pulling evidence out because we didn't see, like, there was rumored that they had found her in the back of the car, but we didn't see any coroner. We didn't see any medical examiner's office, nothing like that. This was just strictly them detaining that guy because he was tied to the people in that house. And, we heard multiple people that night, and yeah, that could be. And they didn't want people to see. I think they were just shielding from all these, media trying to see exactly what it was that they were pulling out of the back of the car. And that's it too. Yeah, maybe she tried to get away and they met her there. And that would maybe explain the blood on the front porch. That somebody hit her or something, in that front area. Well, and that's just it. And like I was saying, I've got it on my phone. I'll upload it. I can upload it tomorrow or Monday and show it. But it was a news outlet that had said something about, I don't know. I think somebody got like 2 or 3 different scenes, like all combined into one. And about the person taking their life. It was a news outlet, KOV. What did I say it was? KOVN or something like that announced it on Twitter. And that was where I saw it first. And but then today when I looked, there was nothing on the news about it, nothing. And there was one incident last night that the sheriff had said that they weren't going to talk about, and that it was related to the case, but they weren't going to talk about it. And then that's when he said that he wasn't. Then like a few minutes later, he gave a statement that they weren't going to give a statement. Well, that's just it. See, I didn't see him say that. I saw the news on Twitter. That was where I saw it first. And because I wasn't watching him. And oh, you were watching him, Six Pack? Yeah, no, all I saw was because I had heard on this stream that he had gone over to another location because they were trying to get JLR and what was his name? 857. I think that's 857 Tucson. He's the other guy. They're trying to get them to move over to where Dolly was. And they said no, and they just stayed at the staging area and out of the way. And please don't allow other people or announce other people's lives in chat. So I just peeked over real quick to see where he was, and he was pulling up on something that had a bunch of blue lights, and I thought that he said that it was a car accident. But then I clicked back over because we were watching JLR when he went to that area, watching all of those we got to see all the forensics vehicles. We got to see SWAT roll back out of the neighborhood where he was oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's just one of those unwritten rules. Just don't announce someone else's live. And I'm not going to stream Dolly or anything or share his stuff because the only reason why I'm reviewing JLR or we're watching any of his stuff is because he's outright said that it was all right during this case to review him, to share his stream, to commentate on it, to show your viewers. And so yeah, that's I don't know Dolly, and I don't want to get my booty striked. So let me see. Let me catch up on chat. I think I know what you're talking about, Stone. I think I watched something on that too. Well, and yeah, that's what I don't understand either, Michelle, is why have security there and not well, no, he was right there at that house that got are you talking about Rio Rico? Because he was there at that house. I mean, it was blocked off, but he was right there where they did the raid. Yeah. And I'd seen, I heard, because I had him in my tab, I'd heard Dolly say something about a car accident, and then I just clicked off of it because I figured it wasn't that he got, because he was the one, that's what we first, he was the one that got sent on a wild goose chase to, that sounds like, that's what I said last night. I'm like, I need a bank of computers. I feel like, I felt like I needed to be the Wizard of Oz last night. Like, all the tabs I had open, and I had to figure out that certain stuff I had to literally open up new windows, and, oh, all right, Nadia, I will definitely check them out. I was like crazy running all day. So unless you tell me that you sent me an email on the weekend, then I usually don't check it till Monday. So, oh, let me see. That is my email. Oh, awesome, Nadia. All right. Cool beans. I'll text you so you can save mine. That phone right now that's got that email on it, because that's my business email, is charging. It takes forever to charge. Yeah, she whole new life. Whole new life. I should do one of my crime casts on that. 'Cause I've got a playlist where I do like, some of them are like 45 minutes long just because the story is really like detailed and in depth. But most of them are around like between 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, awesome. I won't be able to look at that until, because this phone, I can't go on anything if it's charging. So, and it's in It's in the other room. I need to put it on my other phone. So I need to wait until I get my new phone, because this phone, if I put anything more on it, it's gonna like spontaneously combust. I have so many. I have like nail art photos and a bunch of like true crime photos and stuff on there to use in my stuff. Hey, Jack, how's it going? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We gotta wait. And okay. Is that that is it, are you talking about Carlos or someone else? But yeah, I'll definitely look. I don't have WhatsApp. I have Line and I have Messenger on my I should put that on my other phone too. From my oh yeah. Someone else was saying something like that in here too. So I'll have to look. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'll look. I like to research some. But no, I need to put my messenger on, because my regular messenger, I don't know. I break all of my technology and my apps. But I need to put my Claws by Cutsy messenger on there so that can be another way that people can get at me if they need to. Oh, and Manny ended up sharing my live on his Facebook last night. His name's Manny Behind the Mic, you guys. He's on Facebook. So no, it's connected to my Messenger is connected to my 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 nail page on Facebook that I have. I don't have a yeah, Line is the only like talk app that I have. I had GroupMe because that's what school used to go through and our scout group, but I got rid of that because it took up a lot of room, and I started getting like all these messages from these guys asking me like how I was doing, and like I couldn't pronounce their name, or their name were just like a bunch of shapes and symbols, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done. It's like they'd be really creepy, like they were like send out these messages like hitting on you and stuff, and yeah, no thank you. I'm good. I'm good. But I don't know. Let me do a little before I run. Let's see. Check and see if there's anything new going on. Just got the scanner running. And what's this? Let me see what this is. Oh, here is. Let me see who this is. Where's his link? This is somebody called Dad's Gone Live. And he's got a live feed on of the let me share this for a second. This is his live feed from outside the home. So there's that. And there is
Okay. I'll give you guys an update as soon as the officers pull out and that lady's gone. I don't want to talk while they're doing their thing. She's paying her respects to the situation. So, and she's also dropping off flowers. So I don't want to be rude to the lady that's dropping off flowers.
okay. So, and then there is this guy. That has an all-night scanner feed of Tucson. They don't clear them out, but they pretty much leave like when it starts to get this guy is this one, this 857 that 857 guy, that's the one that's always with JLR that they met out there. And he has been, he also does like court feeds and stuff like that. That's all I know about him. I don't know what kind of person he is. I don't know who he voted for. I don't know what his sign is, but he has been putting up the live scanner feeds of Tucson at night. So that's something. It's actually kind of calming to listen to. But yeah, and they were leaving tents and stuff like that too. And like I just wonder if they're yeah, and I guess it's for like the entire county. And again, that county is literally the size of, they said Connecticut and Rhode Island, like together, like it's huge. And it's the original like area code of the entire, like my county has 3 area codes, I think it is in it, and it's not that big. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that Dad's Gone Live, he's got that constant feed. So if you're interested and up for it, you can watch that. Like I said, the scanner can be kind of ASMR. But Stone, like I have some, have you looked online? Because there are some free scanner websites and free scanner apps that you can use to get scanner apps of your area. When I lived in Flint, I had one on my phone. So because I mean, the neighborhood I lived in wasn't super rough, but stuff did happen. So if something happened, I could click on the scanner and kind of know, if I needed to get down or anything like that. So, and Broadcastify is another one that there's free service that you can watch. You can listen to I think there's versions you can get that are both free or live and archived dispatch audio. In fact, let me look. We'll look real quick. Oops. Okay, just a second. Gotta disable my ad blocker. There, okay. Okay, so let me see. Let me see something really quick. Okay, so like right here, I've got so I can this is Detroit. So I can go through and I can find all these. This is all free. And it tells you how many people are listening. So Detroit Fire, there's 43. This is the one that everybody probably wants to listen to. And there are ads because I haven't paid for this, but
time and room to stop. That's why I always hang back and follow other vehicles at a safe distance. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're driving, try to remember to always give trucks extra space when you merge in front of them.
I don't know.
Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.com.
Mine has too, Michelle. Too many people were showing up.
Good copy.
Well, it's all public. It's public information because it's not scrambled. Yes, that's the one that I use to check. You can actually listen to different scanners from around the world too.
I 51 Grand River for Andy. Center for an unknown problem. Just trying to be a male caller.
Get all these 1,000 tabs open.
81 to call Crime Intel at 2294-2294. Thank you.
See, that'll put you to sleep, okay? I mean, shoot. So we close all these out. Oh, that's why. I couldn't figure out why it was still playing. It was freaking me out. Yeah, exactly. So I know that one guy, he sounded sleepy. I thought that too. I thought he sounds like he's about ready to fall out. Yeah, like honestly, we used to in the summertime, we used to listen to it to go to sleep. And like just because it can be so, but when the fire calls go off and scare the crap out of you in the middle of the night. But yeah. We used to listen to it. And you listen to it during here when we have like bad thunderstorms coming through and like tornadoes and stuff like that. We'll have our weather band radio going and we'll have our the scanner going, plus the weather website, weather apps, all that stuff. Because I live in an area where we usually get really lucky, but we'll have these really horrific storms coming at us, and then like at the last minute, it kind of opens up, goes around us, and then like destroys everything like on the other side of us. So, in fact, was it last summer? There was tornadoes in 3 different places all around us, but it came within like a couple miles of us, so we were okay. But well, all I did was I just typed in live radio feed, live police radio feed, and then I typed in Detroit, because I figured that was a known city in Michigan. And then what it does is it pops up and it gives you, that's through Broadcastify. And so what it does is it pops up and it gives you all the choices of all of the feeds, and it'll show you if they're online and you can listen to them, they're green. If they're not, they're red. And the ones that you look at the numbers, and the higher the numbers usually is more popular feed. So like that Detroit one, that's like the main metro area. So that's the one that everybody listens to, because that's where all the interesting stuff goes on, like the cop episodes and stuff go on down there. So, and yeah, that's the thing about Broadcastify. Unless you pay for it, at the like every so many minutes, you get an ad, and then you have to push play, because I think it stops you where it does the ad, so you end up being behind. So, oh yeah, we had if you're into storms or anything, you can look up the Beecher tornado. That was a big one that came through our area and destroyed a lot of things. It was like, I believe it was an F5. It's like one of the most powerful tornadoes, because it ran the longest and had the most powerful sustained winds, or at least at that time. Is that what it's called? Just scanner app? Beecher. Yep, Beecher, Michigan. It was in the 50s. It was one of those stories that like everybody grew up listening to, because I think it was on the ground for something like 10 miles, which is like, wow. And it went right through Beecher, which is a suburb of Flint. And it went all the way, and you could see there's actually still marks on the land where it literally carved through the earth. Okay, I'll have to look for it. I'll tell Driver about that. He's the big scanner fan around here, so. But on that note, I am tired. I still stayed up later than I was supposed to, but it's not 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the important thing. So, I am going to get ready to go to bed, and I gotta watch one more show. And then, I am going to crash and try to get some sleep. Hopefully the police and everybody are on the right track, and hopefully they got some helpful information with all this stuff that's gone on the past couple days, and we just gotta keep hope that everything's all right with this lady, and that we're as okay as it can be right now, and one way or another they find her. So, all right, everyone, have a wonderful night. Happy Valentine's Day. Exactly. So if we don't have hope, what else do we have? So, everybody have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. I might not be on tomorrow. I don't know. I say that now, but if something happens, or if I get thinking, I'd probably pop on. But it will just be impromptu. It won't be like, so thanks, Kay. Good night. So good night all, and I will talk to you later. Peace, love, and claws, y'all.